Hello guys, welcome to Autolatest cars. Today we are driving the best electric cars on the market, on European market especially. We are driving the new Model Y facelift Juniper 2025 dual motor, a car that actually must revive Tesla sales on all markets, because this is the most sold electric car in the world. This is the most sold car in the world, and we are driving now a very special one. So it has the new red color, which is better compared with the darker red tint on the previous generation. We have actually a version that it's actually top of the line, because it has only the 19-inch wheel, 22 to 25 45 by 19 Hankook tires. It doesn't have the 20-inch bigger wheels that has a very big problem with the range when we're talking about the real range of the car. It has a dual motor, so as you probably know, as I told you, it has the dual motor. So the dual motor actually is the car that you definitely want, because it has 514 horsepower. This is the back of the car. In the night, this new rear end of the Model Y actually looks better compared with the previous generation, because this is a LED bar here. It actually lightens, and as you probably know, there's no problem with this car from all point of view. You don't have a rear window, because wiper, because that's Tesla. Of course, inside you'll have this flimsy, but I think it's flimsy, but actually it drives quite well, because it's easy to use. Electric seats, everything, it's electric. You have a very big boot. Of course, it's a Model Y, it's a giant one, but you definitely have to remember that this car actually doesn't cost around 100,000 euros. This car costs around 54,000 euros, compared with the optional extra. And this one has the optional extra, this red paint, 2,600 euros. A lot of guys will tell me it's too much for this, for the red paint, but I have to tell you, because you have to cover this white one, it will cost you around 2,000 euros. So it's crazy. Go for the normal factory paint. The car is actually the same, but the things you have to tell. I have to tell you a lot of things about this new one. It's the build quality of this one is much more improved compared with the Y from 2025, from the beginning of 2025, because the old Y actually sold also in the same time, because they have a lot of stock cars. But the big things that we have to tell you, it's that you have new cameras inside in the front and in the back. So that's a very good important feature, because Tesla actually makes everything easier now to park. You have double glazing, which is quite important from my point of view. So double glazing in the back, double glazing in the front. The build quality, it's much more improved compared with the previous generation. As I told you, everything it's better on this Model Y. So let's talk about engines. Let's talk about the performance of this car. So we are driving the Model Y Juniper dual motors, as I told you. The battery pack, it's an NCM 78.1 kilowatt hour with a real warranty 8 years or 192,000 kilometers on European market. You could charge it with the max speed of 250 kilowatt, but the real charge speed is around 170 on these hot summer days. 0-100 4.8. The average range is around 500 horsepower, 500 kilometers. But actually Tesla says that the WLTP it's around over 600 kilometers. But if you drive it on the highway, it's around 400 kilometers. We drove it around 1,000 kilometers, and I could tell you that the real range is around 500 kilometers. Max power 514 horsepower, 493 Newton meters. 2 electric engines, 2 inverters, so 2 gearboxes. So that's a normal thing for this car. Length 4,790 millimeters. Length 1,982 width, and height 124 millimeters. Weight, that's the most important thing. This car has a weight of 2072 kilograms. So it's actually 200 kilograms lighter than a Ford Explorer or a VW ID4, which is crazy because those cars have only one electric engine and they are smaller. The front boot, of course, the Frank, called Frank by by the Tesla fans, 117 liters, and in the back 850, and you put the bench down, you'll have 2138 liters, which is crazy. So this car could reach an average speed of 200 kilometers an hour, but this is a Tesla car from the Tesla center, so it's limited at 140, and believe me, it's okay. It's not crazy, it's okay. But the build quality, actually you have to talk about the build quality and the fact that this car, it's much more improved compared with the previous generation. As I told you, double glazing, yes, double glazing, and very good build quality inside. So we go inside, good materials here, leather stitched here. You don't have as I told you, the wood on the dash, because this has a textile. I don't like it. From my point of view, I don't like it. I actually like more the wood on the previous generation. Let me see about the fuel consumption. So actually from yesterday, I drove 108 kilometers, and the maximal the average fuel consumption was 22.4 kilowatt hour. But in the last 915 kilometers, I actually spent 188 kilowatt hour, and the average fuel consumption was 20.5. So it's crazy. And today, in the last 12 kilometers, the fuel consumption, the real fuel consumption, is 15.2. So it's crazy, because this car actually is quite efficient from compared with the other electric cars. So I'm going to go on the highway. So in the highway, the average fuel consumption will be around 19 or 20 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers, but I will drive it with 135, 140 kilometers an hour, and I think that's a very good record. You have the flashlights here. You have to start the wipers here. The volume is there. You have a digital. This is a digital one, so it's crazy. You have to get used to that, because you have to get used to that. The gearbox, as you probably know, it's on the dash, so it doesn't have any more anything on the right side of the panel. The build quality is, as I told you, it's much more improved compared with the former. Why the diameter of the steering wheel, I think it's smaller. The steering wheel is smaller compared with the former Y, but you have the same engines, much more improved, the same battery. Tesla, it's actually it's crazy to say, but this 75 kilowatt hour battery, usable 75, it's too small from my point of view in 2025. Okay, it could it made beautiful performance in 2022, 2023, but we are in 2025, and a lot of Chinese brands are coming with 85 plus 90 kilowatt hour battery, and they are going to LFP batteries of almost 90 kilowatt hour. So Tesla, it's in a moment now where you should definitely go for a 100 kilowatt hour battery pack, lithium on this Model Y. I think you could manage it. You could put the Model X or Model S battery pack on this car, and you could have a real range around 700. So with the 700 WLTP or 800 WLTP range, it's game over for everybody. Okay, put 5,000 euros more on the price tag, and a lot of guys would go for the bigger battery, and you could definitely go for a small battery. The small battery should be this 175, because this is the market. So it's like a war of prices in China and a war of kilowatt on European market. Ford Explorer has 80, I think 81%. 80% of battery pack for the Explorer, which is a smaller car compared with this one. So it has a usable 77. So that's a 35,000 euro car. Yes, this is a 52,000 euro car. So the price tag, it's actually it's going to start a price war on European market, and Tesla much improved all of their cars, Model 3 made in China and this Model Y made in Germany. The build quality is better from compared with the VW, Renault, Kia, Hyundai. And as I told you, the build quality in this car, it's even better compared with BMW, a lot of BMW, Mercedes-Benz and Audi cars, and that's a very big statement from us, because this is crazy. Effectively, Tesla made the Germans blush because they make this car in Germany, made by Germans, with better build quality compared with a lot of Germans. So double glazing, over 500 horsepower, and the price tag of maximum 52,000 euros. That's crazy. 53 or 54 with this red color. It's crazy. You don't have any competition for this price tag. And if Alan it's angered, it could definitely lower the price tag below 50,000 euros. So that's game over for Renault, Kia, Hyundai, VW, and of course Stellantis. We don't have to forget the Stellantis electric cars, but we are talking now at the price tag of medium electric cars in Europe, but with the performance and the build quality better than the BMW, the premium brands. So that's a very big problem for the Mercedes, BMW, and the Audi cars. So if you want a very good, powerful, elegant, very good build quality, premium, big SUV electric cars with over 500 horsepower, you definitely shouldn't go for Audi, Mercedes, and BMW. You should go for this Tesla Model Y, because this is crazy. You definitely have to drive this car first, and after that, in the same day, go drive a BMW, I don't know, iX3, go drive an AQB electric car with a big battery pack, and go drive an Audi e-tron, I don't know, Q4 e-tron, I don't know the electric cars from the Audi, and definitely put all the optional extra to compete with this with Americans. You have to compete with Americans. So Tesla, it's offering you everything standard. Go with all options on those German premium cars, and you'll definitely find out that the price tag difference is around 30,000 euros or 40,000 euros in favor of Tesla. So that's why a lot of Europeans and a lot of Americans and a lot of Chinese and a lot of Japanese are driving Tesla cars and are not driving premium electric cars from Germany or America. Of course, you could go for a Cadillac or a Lyric or something like that, but that's crazy, because this has all the ingredients to make your life okay. So they are making electric cars for over 10 years. They are making 2 million electric cars in every year, and the build quality and the know-how to build electric cars, it's top at Tesla, and every other competitors are a long way in the back compared with Tesla. So I'm not paid by Tesla to say that. This is the real deal. This is the real situation of Tesla cars, and everybody or anybody that says Tesla it's an house appliance and that's it, it doesn't have a brand, it doesn't know how to make cars, you definitely should go and drive a Model Y 2025, and after that make up your mind, but drive the car, the goddamn car, drive it, because if you don't drive it, you don't have to you don't know what they're talking about. Okay, thank you. Hello guys, as I promise you, every time we are going to make a review outside the car and of course inside of the car and driving. We are now in the southeast of Europe. We are driving in the beautiful morning. It's like 24 degrees outside. The air conditioning it's working perfectly because it has the octo-valve heat pump. That's a standard on every Tesla model car, which is a very important thing compared with the competition. Let's say Ford and Kia and Hyundai and VW and I think Renault, all of them ask you around 1,500 euros for the heat pump, which is crazy because we are living in 2025 and this decent system must be offered standard. I have 66% of the battery. That means okay, let me show you. 344 kilometers of range, and that's about it with this car. In this moment, I actually drove it in the last almost 200 kilometers on the highway, and of course in the city driving, in the very bad city driving yesterday, like 38 degrees outside Celsius. So how this new generation, and I think it's proper to say this new generation of Tesla Model Y, it's behaving on the road. First of all, we are driving the European model, so this one is very composed compared with the previous one. The rear suspension is totally modified. It has new bushes. It actually works beautifully compared with the former Y. That means that this car is more pleasant to drive on the bumpy roads. If you're driving on normal roads like we are driving now on beautiful Romanian asphalt, which is quite crazy because Romania 20 years ago was the worst country in Europe as from the point of view of the roads, but we are driving now on beautiful roads, very good asphalt, and let's take this one. The road behaving of this car, it's normal. Of course, you'll have we are driving now the 19-inch alloy wheels. This is not the 20, so the 20 will be much worse from the road behaving of the car. So if you want a normal Model Y to drive beautifully, definitely you should go for the 19-inch alloy wheels, because they are better from all point of view, from my point of view, from my experience in this week with this Tesla Model Y. As you probably know, we are driving the Model Y Juniper dual motor, 514 horsepower, 98 Newton meters, two electric engines, all-wheel drive system, two inverters, and the battery pack 78 kilowatt hour battery pack, but usable 75. It's a big battery. It's NCM. It's made by LG. It's okay from my point of view. Over 1,000 kilometers on this at the steering wheel of this car, I could definitely say that this is the first electric car that actually I don't have range anxiety, and believe me, I'm driving electric vehicles in the last 10 years. We are Autolatest cars. We actually drive even diesel, petrol, hybrid, all type of cars. We are not an electrified publication, but this one, this statement from us, it's quite big for Tesla, because if you want to buy the best electric SUV on the market, this is it. It's made in Germany, it's made in Europe. It has a bigger, better build quality compared with the Model Y from 2023 or 2024 or 2025, because actually if you go to Tesla store, Tesla Center, they have the former generation, of course, with the lower price tag on stock, but you should be crazy to buy that one. From my point of view, definitely should go for this 2025 Juniper version, because it's actually the most complete Tesla car till date. This is not an S, this is not an X. It has, and the S and the X actually they still have some build quality, because they are made in USA. So inside this Model Y actually is the best build Tesla car from my point of view. Actually, I could be wrong, but believe me, it's better than the S, it's better than the 3 that it's made in China. So this one, it's a very important step for Tesla. It's made in Germany, so this is not made in USA or made in China. This is made in Germany, made by Germans, and of course a car that behaves like a German car. The suspension is tuned for Europe. 514 horsepower. It's too much from my point of view. Actually, you could live beautifully with 350 horsepower with the long range version that it has only one rear electric engine in the back. So that is the top performer from the autonomy point of view. But this one it's actually it kills all the competition. If you probably know, you go to Kia or Hyundai, they are limited as power around 230 horsepower, and that's a very big problem for Kia. Hyundai, okay, they make bigger batteries. I think they are beautifully compared as a fuel consumption. Kia cars, Kia EV3 or Ioniq 6 are very, very important fuel efficient electric cars from my point of view, compared with a lot of Teslas, but they have only 230 horsepower average power. So that's the same problem is also with the VW. If you want an ID4, ID5, or in China ID6, or Ford Explorer or Ford Capri, you definitely you'll receive only 340 horsepower. That's too small. The power is too low, because you have to compete with Tesla, and you have a problem if I push the right lever to signal my turn, and it stay there. It's a digital lever, but it's okay. You could used to be that. VW and Ford 340 horsepower. Actually, this car competes directly with Ford Mustang Mach-E GT, but even though the Americans have only 498 horsepower, this one it's more powerful, but the torque of the Ford Mustang Mach-E, it's like 950. This has only 500, so the Americans have a more complete explosion pack from the Newton meters point of view, but you could definitely go for a performance Model Y, and you could raise the total power over 600 horsepower. So that's crazy for an electric vehicle, normal electric vehicle. This is not a supercar. This is not a Model X with 125,000 euros price tag. This is not an S-Plate. This is a Model Y dual motor, and that's it. From as I told you, the electronics works beautifully. Everything is beautiful made here. The build quality is better than a lot of BMW and Mercedes-Benz and the Audi cars. The electric ones, the premium ones, with price tag over 80,000 euros. So that's crazy. So Tesla, it doesn't have any more problems with. They don't have any problems with the battery. They don't have any problems with the electric engines. They don't have any problems with the electronics. And you have to remember that Tesla is the only one that actually is offering in Europe a warranty for the battery of almost 200,000 kilometers, 8 years or 200,000 kilometers, which is top from my point of view. All other guys, competitors have the battery stopped at 8 years and 160,000 kilometers, because this is the law. So Tesla, it makes a lot of sense to actually buy the electric car that has bigger battery warranty compared with the competition. So if you drive on a Tesla, you drive on Tesla experience with a very, very big warranty, and of course, don't remember, this car actually could go with no problem with the preheating of the battery in the Tesla supercharger system that could charge with 250 kilowatt this car with no problem. Of course, we tried to in the last week for, I don't know, 5 times or 4 or 5 times, and the average speed of charging was 170, because the outside heat was crazy, around 40 degrees Celsius outside, and of course, because there were a lot of Teslas at the supercharger in this country. So my conclusion is that if you want actually a good car to drive with over 500 horsepower, to actually drive it safe, because this is the safest car on the planet. If you want to have an electric car that is you have a power of over 500 horsepower, everybody could drive this. You definitely should go for the Tesla, because the price tag is around 54,000 euros of this car. But definitely you shouldn't go for a entry-level one with an LFP battery, 62 kilowatt-hour battery, which is crazy. If you want a bigger battery on the Model Y, go for the Model 3 from my point of view, because it's crazy to buy that. And of course you could go for an performance package, power boost with and the power will raise around 600 horsepower. So it's crazy. Only Tesla makes this. So this is the best car, the best value per kilowatt hour per horsepower on any electric car on this market. Of course, the price tag is not cheap, 54,000 euros, but you definitely could go for a rear-wheel drive version for the long range outside the city, or more. It's that one is more efficient, and the price tag for that one is like 48,000 euros. So that's a bargain from my point of view. You still get 350 horsepower and a big battery. And that's about it. Of course, they see my camera and says have to make a right stop, and it's a problem here. But there's no problem, because this is a Tesla, and the environment when you drive this car, it's beautiful compared with the other brands. So thank you.